Yep, and that's that.
No. Has my body grown old? Or is it my heart?
Yep, and the King of Dragons goes down.
Well done. You have beaten me.
Father!
Don't lose your head now, boy. This wound, this is nothing. Your power, how could you defeat me? I was blessed by Ashera herself.
I gave them my blessings.
Yune, is that you?
That war long ago. I'm so sorry. You were right to fight against me. I was young and immature. The Great Flood was a result of my unchecked emotions.
You don't have to apologize, Yune. I always knew that you weren't actually evil. You were just too powerful.
So why did you choose Ashera again? I had hoped this time you would join me to help protect the people.
I'm sorry, Yune, but I've done worse to you. Long ago, we made a vow before the goddess Ashera herself. We vowed that we, the Lagoos and Bjork, would never commit the same genocidal sins. And we didn't keep our promise. And for that reason, I was committed to accepting my just punishment.
Silly stubborn-nosed scalebag. You just don't know when to quit. You need to lighten up a bit.
To convince the Lagoos kings to follow my example, I rewrote history, hid my tracks, and declared you a dark god. All I ever wanted was to avoid conflict. Please forgive me.
Don't worry about it, Dheginsea. I caused you enough trouble for you, so I'll forgive you just this once.
I'm pleased to hear that.
And you're standing up again. No problem.
Gareth. Gather our survivors. Karthnaga is their commander from now on. Understood, sir. Nasir, you have followed your sovereign very far for having once left your country in disgust. I give you my sincerest thanks.
No, my lord. Unaware of my own king's true heart, I did what I thought had to be done.
I apologize. Yune, I would like to tell you that I wish you the greatest happiness in life.
Thank you, sire.
Now then, Karthnaga, get these men moving. I will remain here, for I cannot move.
He's fallen, he can't get up.
I'm sorry about that joke.
Yes, father, we will stop Ashera. Wait here for our return. We will be back.
Yes, my son, I will be waiting.
We must save them. Even now, as we speak, countless Lagoos slaves endure Binyan chains. They suffer terribly.
We have done all that we will do.
Admonitions and censures change nothing. Now is the time for the dragon tribes to use their strength to save the oppressed Lagoos.
Goldoa does not interfere with the outside world. As king of dragons, I will not allow my people to fan the flames of war. Conflict on the scale you describe will wake the goddess and call down her judgment upon us all. This is the path to destruction. 1,000 years. That is how long we swore to the goddess that there would be no war. Have you forgotten our covenant?
Of course not. Yet there are Lagoos who are treated as less than livestock. I cannot believe that this is what the goddess wants.
Goldoa will not move. This decree stands from the time our nations were formed. The goddess has not yet slept 150 years. Would you see the Lagoos and Bjork destroyed? Would you see all of Tilius awash in blood? No. Unless destruction comes to seek us at our door, Goldoa will not move for the sake of future generations.
Tell me, Do you care nothing for the Laguz who suffer in the current generation? Do you think it would comfort them to know that you condone their misery?
All things require sacrifice. Where are you going?
To Benyan. I will find a solution without you.
You who have lost your birthright? All you will accomplish is your own destruction. Hold! Hold, I say!
My queen, Rajayan, I will soon join you. My lovely Almeida, cherish life.
It's happening again. Whose memory is that? Something feels so familiar about it. Is that your memory? Father! Kurth, he's gone. I know. This is simply another reason to move on. Entrusted by my father to care for our people, I will stand before Ashera as the king of the dragon tribe.
And Kurth Naga received the form shift. So now he can transform whenever he wants to without the need of a Laguz stone. Or Laguz gem, whatever. You get the idea. Yeah, save the game, move on to the next chapter. Okay, this is part 4 of 5 for the endgame.
They're getting stronger and stronger. Whose memories are those? I know him. Everyone, Ashera's nearby. Just beyond those doors. That's where we'll find her.
We finally made it. Or we made it finally, whatever.
You should know, Ashera may have changed since before her slumber. Order and chaos are meant to naturally balance each other out. If you take one away, balance is lost. I don't expect Ashera to have the merest shred of compassion. Talking to her will likely do no good.
You don't have much choice. If talking won't work, we'll have to use force. Otherwise, this has all been for nothing. How about you?
What do you mean?
Are you completely chaotic? Are you out of balance? As far as I can tell, you don't seem to lean too far in either direction.
Ashera and I see things a little differently. During my long sleep, I was wrapped in sweet, gentle music.
You're in good culture are?
Yes, but more important than the song itself, I was never alone. There's always someone singing comfort to me. Ashera shouldn't have isolated herself. She became lonely and bitter and lost touch with her people.
Hold on. This thing won't budge.
What's wrong with it?
Those doors cannot be opened. It's Sephiran.
They have been sealed with powerful magic. Sephiran, you're all right. I'm so relieved to see you.
I'm so sorry to have been a cause for concern, Apostle. Forgive me.
Sephiran, there's something I need to tell you. I'm not a true apostle. I didn't mean to abuse your trust.
I've known that for some time, Saniki. Don't forget that I was almost a father to you. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me whether or not you can hear the goddess.
Sephiran, thank you for having always been there for me.
Empress, shouldn't you tell me about General Zelgius?
Yes, I suppose I should. Sephiran, Zelgius is dead. I know you put a lot of trust in him, but he was also closely allied to Dayan. I'm sure you've heard of Dayan's so-called Black Knight. Sephiran, the Black Knight was Zelgius.
But that's probably not news to you, is it? After all, it was you he was taking orders from.
What, Ike, what are you saying?
A man like Zelgius could never serve conflicting interests. Never. Everything he did for one master. Isn't that so, Sephiran?
I think I understand. You wanted to monitor events within Dayan. You sent Zelgius as a spy.
Precisely. I felt it important to observe King Ashnard carefully. That was my goal. At the time, it was relatively easy to get an outsider close to the king. Ashnard was famous for employing powerful men with no regard for their background or social status. Obviously, he needed no convincing once he saw the blade work of General Zelgius. The Black Knight tried to take the medallion from my father and killed him. Tell me, Sephiran, whose plan was that? Ashnard's or yours?
Calm down, Ike. Sephiran, would you please explain?
Sir Ike, I'm afraid your father's death was an unfortunate result of Zelgius' own personal agenda. I did not order Sir Gawain killed. However, I must admit that I did ask him to seize the medallion and hand it over to King Ashnard. The goddess was to be freed, and all living creatures destroyed.
Come again?
You're insane.
I couldn't be more sane, Sir Ike. Attend and learn. My aim has always been to wake Ashera so that she might pass judgment on all the people of the world.
What I needed was a war that would spread all across the continent. How could I achieve this? My attention turned to the young Dane prince. I could use the fiery Ashnard for my purposes. He was ambitious, fierce warrior, and more than anything, he had an earnest desire to change the world. When I allowed him to know of the goddess sealed inside the medallion, he became determined to set her free. We could use Harangal Drar or a massive continent-spanning war to throw the world into chaos.
Lord Sephiran, what are you saying? Are you saying you wanted this? You can't be serious!
Sanaki, my long life has shown me that people of this world deserve only destruction. The selfishness, the brutality, the disregard for others, the endless quarreling, Laguz and Bjork. We have been given many chances to correct our behavior and ourselves, and have squandered them all. The only remaining hope for a peaceful, orderly world is for Ashera to wipe us all out and begin again. To fulfill my ambition of destroying all beings, I had to use you. I had to betray you.
This is some kind of monstrous joke.
So you've been pulling the strings all along.
Correct.
Beyond just Empress Sanaki, you were trusted by a lot of people. Sephiran, I need to understand. Did you really betray all of those people?
I did.
I don't need to hear anything else then. I'm going to make your death as painful as I know how.
This can't be happening. I won't fight you, Sephiran. I can't.
Alright, let I do it then.
Poor Sanaki, you have no choice but to fight. The doors leading to Ashera are sealed by my very own magic. Killing me is your only way through.
I'm pretty sure I made a joke there, so...
Sephiran? So it was you! All those memories penetrating my mind were yours. Since we've entered this place, I've seen what you've been thinking, Laran. Give it up.
Goddess Yune, why do you insist on calling me that name?
Yeah, Sephiran is actually the Heron Laran. One of the he was the first one who initially sealed away the goddess.
All I want now is the end of that. All that is. Please don't stop me,
Laran.
But yeah, it makes sense though. When Laran gave birth to, well, I'll explain it in a different video. It's kind of hard to explain now. Yeah.
Well, now you know who brought you here and why.
I suppose that just leaves our fight to the death to take care of.
Yeah, all of us versus one of you. It's a pretty lopsided fight. This is actually a really easy stage.